In the heart of Gaza, where the waves crash against the shore and the call to prayer rises with the wind, lived a little girl named Leila. Leila had the brightest smile, a smile that could make even the saddest person feel a little lighter. But behind her smile, her heart carried a heavy pain. She had lost her mother during the war. At first, the world felt strange without her mother's gentle voice. The corners of the house seemed emptier, the evenings quieter. Sometimes she would wake in the middle of the night, expecting to hear her mother's lullaby, but only silence answered. Yet in the middle of this silence, there was someone who always stayed beside her, her father. Her father was not a superhero from the stories. He was something greater in her eyes. He was the man who held her when she cried, who wiped her tears with his rough but gentle hands, and who promised her that she would never face life alone. Every morning he would say, "Your mother is in heaven now, Leila. She wants us to stay strong, like the olive trees, roots deep, branches reaching for the sky." When her sobs wouldn't stop, her father sat beside her bed, pulled her close, and whispered, "I will be both father and mother for you. As long as I breathe, you will never be alone." And in that moment, to Leila, he was more than a father. He was her hero. One day, as her father helped neighbors clear rubble from a bombed house, Leila heard a faint sound, a tiny, desperate meow. She followed it, carefully climbing over broken stones until she found a small cat, trembling beneath the debris. Its fur was dirty, its eyes wide with fear. Leila's heart melted. She stretched out her hands gently and lifted it free. The cat shivered but nuzzled into her arms, as if it knew it had found safety. "I'll call you Amal," she whispered. Her father smiled softly. "Amal means hope, and hope is exactly what we need." From that day on, Amal became part of their family. At night, when Leila cried quietly, Amal curled against her chest, purring like a lullaby. By day, Amal followed her around, leaping into her lap whenever she felt lonely. Leila no longer felt like she was walking through the world alone. She had her father, her hero, and Amal, her friend. In Gaza, the lights often went out. When the city was swallowed by darkness, fear sometimes crept into Leila's heart. But her father had a way of turning even darkness into comfort. He would light a small candle, place it inside a glass jar, and set it on the table. Then, with Leila sitting on his lap and Amal curled beside them, he would tell stories. Stories of Leila's mother, who used to sing like the sea, stories of her grandfather, who planted olive trees and said that patience grows as deep as their roots, stories of prophets who endured hardship but never lost faith in God. "Life is like this candle," her father would say. "It may be small, but it shines against the dark. And faith, my daughter, shines even brighter." And Leila would fall asleep with the warmth of his voice in her ears, the glow of the candle on her face, and Amal's purr against her cheek. As days turned into weeks, Leila discovered truths that children her age usually never had to learn so soon. She learned that loss hurts, but love endures. She learned that true heroes are not the ones on television, but the ones who quietly keep their family safe. She learned that God sends small signs, like a trembling cat beneath the rubble, to remind us that mercy always exists, even in the darkest times. One evening, as the sky turned pink over Gaza, Leila stood on the balcony of their damaged home. She held Amal in her arms, her father standing beside her. She looked up at the stars and whispered, "Mother, am strong. Father is my hero, Amal is my friend, and Allah protect us. I will keep smiling. For you." Her father placed a hand on her shoulder, his eyes shining with pride. Amal meowed softly, as if agreeing, and in that moment Layla realized that even though life had taken much from her, she was still surrounded by love, love strong enough to make her feel whole again. Layla's story reminds us that even in war, children carry incredible strength. Through faith in God, the kindness of family, and the love of even the smallest creatures, hope survives. Because heroes are not only found in books or movies. Sometimes a hero is simply a father who never gives up, a smile that refuses to fade, or a little cat that brings comfort in the night.